When the poor steal food, they land in jail. When the rich steal, they land in Pandora or Panama. The Pandora Papers have exposed nasty details regarding corruption. For example, all of these properties are valued at a north of $4 billion. And all of these structures have two things in common. The first is that they are all in London. And the second is that they were all purchased with black money or money earned by corruption. These Pandora Papers have exposed people from almost every country, like this guy. He is Shaukat Tareen, the finance minister of Pakistan, or him, the king of Jordan, who spent over $100 million to buy properties in the US and the UK. The financial secrets of hundreds of world leaders, politicians and celebrities have been exposed in another huge leak of financial documents. The total cost of the whole financial fraud can be from 5.6 trillion US dollars to $32 trillion according to ICIJ. This is a huge figure. The worst case scenario puts it at over 32 trillion, which is around 40% of global GDP. The International Monetary Fund has said that the use of tax havens cost governments around up to $600 billion in lost taxes each year. MS Kumar, a researcher at a think tank, said that it is detrimental to the rest of society. The ability to hide money has a direct impact on your life. It affects your child's access to education, access to healthcare, and access to a home. The Paradise Paper in 2017 exposed the financial dealings of politicians, celebrities, corporate giants like Apple. Or the Panama Papers from 2016, which also unmasked a lot of names, but the latest papers are the biggest leak on the face of the earth, revealing how some of the world's most prominent people hide their fortune, including 330 politicians. This map shows from which country they belong to. Many politicians and countries have rejected the claims in the papers, but the papers are highly credible because politicians have been identified using passport information, and the passports were issued by their own country. Similarly, the Pandora Papers research discovered that over 500 British Virgin Island firms had been clients of Mossack Fonseca, the law company at the core of previous Panama Paper incident. And these corporations had shifted their business to other British Virgin Island BVI providers in the wake of the Panama Paper leak, which in turn links both of these financial frauds. The latest Pandora leaks also includes hundreds of celebrities and businessmen using secret offshore firms to hide their wealth. Lakshmi Kumar from US think tank Global Financial Integrity explained that these people are able to funnel and extract money away and hide it constantly through the use of anonymous companies. These are the firms at the heart of the Pandora Papers. They are based in Seychelles, BVI, etc. and they are all operational for years. Additionally, in the BVI, where 6 or nearly half of the providers found in the Pandora Papers have acted as a registered agents, they are among at least over 100 firms acting in that capacity, according to the BVI Financial Service Commission. In March 2021, there were more than 370,000 active companies, about a dozen of which from tiny island nations. The lead files come from 14 offshore service providers that help clients establish companies in secret jurisdictions. The Pandora Papers exposed complicated cross-border network of companies which are often used to disguise ownership of money and assets. For example, someone may hold a property in UK, but it is owned through a network of companies situated in other countries or offshore. All these offshore countries or territories are places where it is simple to start a business. There are restrictions that make it difficult to identify the shareholders of the business, and even corporate taxes are low or even zero. These locations are frequently referred to as tax havens or mystery jurisdictions. There is no official list of tax havens. Some of the popular destinations are BVI, Panama, Singapore, Switzerland, etc. Additionally, don't get things twisted. It's not like that people on this list work with one or two offshore companies. Some of the people on this list, like this guy, have a network of offshore companies. He is Kenya's president, Uhuru Kenyatta. Over 13 offshore entities have been linked to him and 6 of his family members. Look at the name of the beneficiaries. Corrupt people choose beneficiaries who are close to them, such as family members, friends, or even long-serving servants. And the servants don't even know that they own a penthouse in Lower Manhattan. Furthermore, leaks suggest that the people on this list have a history of dishonest behavior going back decades. This guy, current Kenya's president, was born into it. His father, Jomo, was a very corrupt politician. He was Kenya's first president. In 1970s, they deposited a lot of money into Swiss bank and they were Swiss bank's client 13,173. But one very important thing, everyone who is on this list is not a criminal or a corrupt person. Most of them are, but not everyone, as most of them are using these tax havens to hide money earned from illegal activities. But some of them just want to avoid taxes, and avoiding taxes on millions of dollars is not at all ethical, but it's still not a crime. There are a lot of other valid explanations as well on why people may want to hold money and assets in different countries, such as protection from criminal attacks or a defense against unstable governments. Although having secretive offshore assets is not illegal, but having a complex network of secret companies to move around money and assets is a perfect way to hide the proceeds of criminality. And most people on this list are doing that. Moreover, as I said, there are more than 330 politicians on this list, which is a very concerning issue. It shows that most of these politicians are corrupt and are involved in criminal activities. And as the ICIJ managing editor Fergus Shield said, this is about the corrupting influence of secrecy. Politicians can have offshore companies, but at the very least, their citizens should know they have these offshore companies and know what their wealth is. How does all of this financial fraud takes place? We are living in 2021, so it is very easy to hide money offshore. All you need to do is set up a shell company in one of these countries or destinations with high level of secrecy. And this is a company that exists in name only, with no staff or no office. However, it is not that cheap. Specialist firms are paid to set up and run shell companies on your behalf. These companies can provide an address and name of paid directors, therefore leaving no route to who is ultimately behind the business. In addition to the rich, the famous and the infamous like Putin, those exposed by the leak include people who don't represent the public interest and don't appear in our reporting, such as small business owners, doctors, and others who are usually well off. These are the individuals who are away from public spotlight. Furthermore, these leaks reveal more than just shell businesses. They cover a wide range of topics, including the use of foundations and trust to buy real estate, ships, planes, and life insurance. The usage of foundations to invest and transfer money between bank accounts, estate planning, and to tackle inheritance difficulties. Tax evasion through complex financial schemes and Ponzi schemes are also covered in this leak. A number of documents have been linked to financial crimes. Pandora Papers show tax crackdowns are no match for the super rich. These documents show that tax crackdowns are irrelevant. They have no impact on the people they are supposed to affect. ICIJ matched Forbes billionaires list against the Pandora Papers to find more than 130 who had entities in secret destinations. More than 100 of them had a combined fortune valued at more than 600 billion US dollars. Governments from all across the world have came forward and published a statement saying that they will investigate the Pandora Papers. Although this claim appears to be a bit difficult to believe. The people listed in the Pandora files are politicians or have close relationships with political parties, and they even donate to political campaigns. But one thing is for sure, these tax evasion and corruption involves a lot of money which is stolen from African school kid who can't afford books, from the sick person who can't afford healthcare, and this tax evasion and corruption hurts the people of developing and poor countries the most.